So good morning all, and welcome to this Digital Marketing 2.0 webinar session organized by MIT School of Distance Education. I'm thankful for giving me this opportunity. Yes. Yeah. So I would like to give a brief overview about what we are going to do in this session. So sir, can you please go to the next slide? Yeah. So this is what we're going to talk about. This is a digital marketing overview. In this, we are going to cover understanding the digital consumer, what are the digital marketing channels involved, and understanding a digital strategy with an example. So basically, we are going to talk about why digital marketing and how digital marketing. So now, you must have heard a lot of statements going around that digital marketing is the next big thing. Digital marketing is the new boom which is there in the market. Everybody talks about digital. But to get clarity on that, we need to understand why digital marketing is important, like how it functions and how you can associate that with your brand in the later purposes. You must have now, if we consider the pre-digital era, we have seen brands like Parle-G, Maggie, Bisleri, now becoming great brands because people just discovered them with TV, newspapers, and radio. Those were the only limitations at that time, and they were not there were no alternatives present to the brand as well. So at that time, these brands became famous. And if you consider that in the current digital era that is there, the journey of the user has evolved, and this has in turn changed the marketer's job in different ways. In this scenario, you need to understand the consumer way before he gets converted to the purchase. So this is what I'm going to talk about next, is understanding the consumer's online journey. So can you please the next slide? So yes, so this is classified into understanding the consumer's online journey and the modern consumer's decision-making process, and later the purchase funnel. Now let's say all the users and all the online consumers are present over a digital space. Let's take your example. You use WhatsApp for chatting with your friends and relatives or work purposes. You use Facebook and social media to get connected with your social network outside. You check LinkedIn and Quora for your work related information, and you would watch videos on YouTube as well. And also with the boom of e-commerce websites, you would do some online shopping. Similarly, now you're using a digital connection to watch this session. So this is a digital spectrum that is present over, and our audience is largely scattered all of this space. Now the marketer's job over here is to connect with these customers. How would he connect the customers? There are digital marketing channels that he would impose over here. But before that, let's talk about the modern consumer's decision-making process. Like we have now identified the users are present all over the digital space. Now, what actually is the process, that makes him buy the product or makes him make a purchase? Let's take an example of, let's say, if you're driving out for work purposes. Like now is not that the situation, but before COVID-19, you would go out somewhere in your car. You have a small hatchback that you're driving, and outside the window you see a billboard that talks about a automatic sedan that has been launched. You just have a look and you move ahead and you forget about it. Later in the day, when you are surfing any channel or any digital website you're referring to, or during your work process, you come across a digital banner of that ad, of the same ad that you saw today morning. After looking at that ad, now you're curious that what exactly this car is about. So you go deep into the brand and you understand that what kind of benefits the car is going to give me. And similarly, you start comparing your car with the current car that you have seen. And then you think that probably I need an upgrade. I need a automatic transmission car that will help me, in smooth traffic. It will help me in smooth driving, and my experience will be better. So for that, I go more into the brand and I search for alternatives that as to what the car's features are, other features are. I take a look, then I further go into the costing, that what is the cost that the car is for, and then I further go and figure out who are the local dealers that are selling that automatic car, and I contact those dealers. I go to them. After going, like take a look at the like first hand look at the car. You understand what the car is, and then at that time you probably choose whether to take a test drive or not. So after you take a test drive, you're pretty much convinced with the brand, and then you make the purchase. So this, let's now check in a marketer's perspective what exactly happened over here. The user went through a consumer funnel. The consumer funnel is a typical consumer journey that the user goes through while interacting with your brand. There are three stages in the consumer funnel. First is awareness, second is consideration, and third is the decision. So next slide, please. Yeah. So let's take the same example what we took right now about the car. You saw the first, you saw the billboard for the first time. That was the point you became aware of the brand. You became aware that something of this sort is now being sold, is now being introduced. After that point, you saw the ad on the web banners and other social media channels. So that made you nudge even more closer to the purchase. So that is when you started considering the brand as like what benefits it is going to give you, and how can you get the brand, how can you get the product. And third stage was the actual decision making, that you actually purchase the product. So the marketer's job becomes important, becomes heavily important after, from the consideration stage to the decision stage. Awareness, the visibility happens, but the main deal is from the consideration to the decision. So now when the brand made this campaign, brand made this entire idea of going through various marketing channels, it did not just make specifically for one person. Millions of people have gone through the same journey what you and me went through. And similarly, thousands of people make the purchase. So this is what the entire consumer funnel looks like. And now now we talked about the consumer funnel, like how many stages are there in each funnel, in the funnel. Now let's talk about what are the digital marketing channels the brand imposed, or the brand put into the play. So can we go to the first slide? Yeah. Yes. So here there are three types of digital marketing channels that are to your disposal. At your disposal, one is the organic channels that give you more visibility without conducting any paid campaigns, any paid boosters. Second is the paid channels, where you actually put heavy budgets on it and you run the ad. It's a click-based campaign that you run through. And the main example for paid channels is the search engine marketing, search engine marketing, where you use display ads as your important tool. And the advanced methods is something that you actually do remarketing, remarketing and retargeting the customers that did not get converted to your brand in the initial paid channel phase. You actually retarget them with the same communication, and you try to nudge them to purchase. So this is what like a digital marketer would segregate his channels according to what goal he has in his mind. That is like that would be divided amongst the different stages of the consumer funnel. Let's say for awareness, I want maximum visibility and maximum reach. So I would utilize heavy on social media channels such as Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, according to my brand's preference, like where my brand suits the best. And then if I want later, I want to make a sale oriented ad where I want maximum conversions or maximum leads for me to bank on. So I would conduct a paid promotion where in the short term basis I'm going to get more amount of leads and I'm going to reach more customers. And that would be in the consideration stage, consideration to decision. This paid channels and advanced methods is most applicable to these stages in the consumer funnel. And if you take an example of social media and overall digital marketing, I would like to give you some examples of my real life experiences. Let's go to the fourth slide, sir. Yeah. So I've classified, I've took three examples for you to understand how a digital marketing channel would come into play. Now let's talk about this brand called Tata Sky. I worked on it in the initial stage. The brand was, the product was Tata Sky's daily recharge campaign. So this was basically the small 8 rupee recharge per day. It was actually introduced for people who are not regular TV viewers, and you could watch TV when and only if you want to watch. You should pay for the service. And the campaign was called hashtag Daily Dil Lagi. You must have seen a set of romantic ads that were created for this particular campaign. The campaign was shot in the northern part of India. It's a small town near Shimla, and a beautiful love story was shown. So now this campaign was going on other offline marketing channels. So we had to do something on digital. So instead of selling the brand heavily on this in this campaign, we chose to build conversation. Now, how did we build a conversation? There were 13 episodes. The 1 minute episode was the episode length was 1 minute. So we had made 13 episodes of the love story, and before every episode telecast, we started making some questions, series of questions and a contest, so that people started associating with the brand. People started talking to the brand. People started engaging to the content. And the question was, I'll give an example of the question as well. So in one particular episode, the boy asks the girl out, and she has agreed to the date. And they're planning how to go out and where to, like, what should be the ideal date. So now for that, the question what we built was, now the boy is very nervous. Now it's like the first date, what should he wear? Like, what good clothes should he wear? So that was the conversation that we built around, and people started responding in a very large numbers. And the major responses that we received was from the younger crowd that we received. So this is an example of how we built a conversation around a particular campaign. And second, I would like to talk about is a brand called Motul. Motul, it's an engine oil brand. It's a French-based company, and for that, we were actually constantly posting online or every platform regularly. And one fine day, we planned to make a contest, and we had not anticipated any performance-oriented thing over there. What we did was we just said, let's ask a simple question out to people, and let's see how many people respond. So we just put this question. I'll give you an example of the question. That what was the first car that was introduced? What was the CC engine power of the car? So the response that we got was, overnight we got a response of about 1,000 plus. And for the brand at that time, it was a very big thing that we achieved this. And during that time, Motul was also a part of an event called India Superbike Festival, where a lot of brands were present, and we were actually interacting with other brands as well and creating content along with other brands. And we made, like, social media was heavily used in that. We did not promote any single post. We just posted organically whatever we wanted to during that event. And it was observed that in the next 3-4 days after the event ended, we had around 2,000 plus followers. So this actually helped Motul in also generating huge amount of sales, because these 2,000 followers that started following Motul were the potential audiences. So this is how social media can be used to build conversations and to do regular postings about your brand so that you are relevant in the industry and you get connected to the audience whenever you are planning an event like this. Now let's take an example of Snap Kirana. Snapkirana.com is it's a startup basically, and which is like grofers, but a grofers for grocery stores. It has it provides a platform for all small mom pop stores like grocery stores, an online platform to function their operations. So at that time, when Snap Kirana wanted to launch itself, it needed a bigger brand to get associated with. So in Pune, we were figuring out a lot of grocery stores that are, they have good traction and good connect with the audience, and there are a lot of sale that happens with the brand. So we identified Chitaya Bandhu is a renowned brand, and so we made a plan that we should get associated with Chitaya Bandhu and try promoting a product of theirs. Let's start this. Let's make a pilot campaign out of it. So we met them and we discussed the idea, and Diwali was around the corner at the time. And so people, Chitay Bandhu people said, yeah, fine. We have Diwali snack pack, what we make every year. So you take this and you can take this live on your platform. At that time, Chitay Bandhu was not present anywhere on digital marketing platforms. So we agreed to it, and when we ran the campaign for the search engine marketing, like in the span of 2 weeks, we sold around more than 3,500 Diwali for our packs. And that, as a like for the brand like Snap Kirana, that gave a big boost for them. So apart from running the print campaigns, what we were running, we were parallelly running the digital marketing campaigns that yielded them even better response than the print ads what they were giving. So my point now over here is how it is important to stay relevant in the digital industry, and how it is important to build your online community and online base. A brand like Chitaya was a bit skeptical to enter digital platform, but after this, they themselves entered on every digital platform, and now they can actually export globally over their website. So now let's talk about digital transformation and what future applications and what were the digital disruptions. Give an example of how it affected some brands. So can we go to the next slide? In the please go back really one part. Yeah. So the digital transformation of businesses, as I talked about Chitaya Bandhu, but how they implemented that and they stayed relevant in the business. Not though like they were also there, they also sell their products in the offline channels as well. But digital transformation gave them an extra platform, an added platform to them. And now let's talk about a brand that we all were familiar about. There's a brand called BlackBerry. Everybody in the early 2000s had a BlackBerry QWERTY keypad phone, and we were all proud owners of BlackBerry. But if you see the current scenario of BlackBerry is not seen in the smartphone era or this mobile phones era. So what basically killed BlackBerry's competition? Like what happened to BlackBerry? There was a digital disruption that happened. Two giants did the digital disruption. One was Apple and one was Google. They introduced the world like to smartphones, and the smartphones offered like extra benefits, and it was a new thing. So like every new thing that comes in has some attraction. So the audience had some attraction towards smartphones, and later on it became a boom. Instantly after some point of time it became boom, and many brands stepped in to make smartphones. But BlackBerry continued to produce the QWERTY keypad phones. In the result, people shifted from BlackBerry to these smartphones, and BlackBerry was forgotten. Had BlackBerry introduced a smartphone during that time, it would have stayed relevant in the business. So being in digital industry is to stay relevant in the business and to connect with the audience with the right platform in the right stages of the consumer funnel. So this is basically the entire overview of what a digital consumer is there, and how you understand the digital journey and what is digital transformation. Now let's understand. Now what we talked about is the basic why digital marketing is important. So now let's go to how digital marketing. So everyone, majority of the people over here are working professionals, learning something, entrepreneurs. So you would be in search of digital marketing. I gave a lot of examples of billboards, television commercial and other than that. But it is not possible for every brand to invest money in those channels. So brands who are a startup and who want to get bigger in this in the industry, they should opt for digital marketing channels. And after we talked about a consumer funnel, I'll give you an example of like how a small business can set up their own digital space. I'll give you a general strategy of how to be present on digital platforms, and then you can optimize your campaigns and all. Let's say, for example, you're a like educationist or a basic you have a startup and you're a teacher. Okay, you have your classes running on, and due to this COVID-19 situation, it has been impossible for you to conduct a physical class which is going on, which normally happens. So it is important for you to take your business online. So if you when you take your business online, this is also relevant when in the normal times as well, because here forward the normal times are going to be like this. So you have to adapt to the digital sphere what is there. So if you make a shift to the online online industry, also if you keep your online regular classes later on, that's an add-on. But the main thing over here is you need to be present online for people to know what you do and to get connected with you. So for a teacher or for an educationist, it is important you get associated with brands like with social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube, where you can put organic promotions, organic posts, on everyday basis to connect with people. And it's a slow process. You post and you constantly post every day just to stay relevant. And you talk about issues, you talk about what services you offer. There should be different kinds of posts should be there in your deck. So that is what you should do. And you should also implement a channel like YouTube for creating info sessions or creating some video content for your students to have a look at. So this will give you an add-on boost, and this will actually reach more audience than you actually physically try to do with offline marketing channels. And this channel is more efficient for you because it is cost effective. You don't have to spend a huge amount of money on that for a startup, but you need to spend some money to run the campaigns and to do some boost promotions and all. And later on, when you after utilizing the social media channels, you should also think about the display ads and the display network that is there. The Google Display Network gives you it's a display ad that you can show it across various websites. And you can choose the websites you want your ads to be placed at. So that is also how you can promote your brand on digital. But this is about promotion. Now let's talk about what will happen after the promotion. After promotion, this is basically just a medium to make the consumer land to your brand. How will the consumer land to your brand? It's the basic website that you create or a landing page that you create. If you create a perfect website, then that campaign that you're putting your money in or putting your efforts in will give a major boost to the website. Because on the website is the audience will land to the website to make the final purchase, or he or she will take a look at the entire thing and then decide whether to subscribe to your services or to pay for your brand product or something. After that, they will decide when they have seen everything and when they are connected to that. So it is important to make a SEO optimized, search engine optimized website. And there are various tools as well. If you are a new person who wants to learn everything about it, there are various tools. I will just give it to the in the chat box. You can just go over there and analyze other websites and understand what the processes are. So this will help you in getting a clear clarity of how your website should be and how your landing page and the other properties should be. So this was in general overall what we talked about, how you can do digital marketing for your brand. There are a lot of like brands over here. People are working in different companies. People have their own startups, and the domains are different. But this can be a generalized strategy that you can look forward to with referring to the channels that I just discussed. I'll give you another example to make you understand more clearly. Let's say you are a lawyer and you want to promote your services and you want to promote your brand. A platform like Facebook, Instagram will not be helpful for you, because there you are not, it's a social networking audience, which is an informal social networking audience. But for that, for your specific, if you're a lawyer, LinkedIn, Quora, and YouTube is the best platform for your services. On YouTube, you can conduct regular sessions where you can talk about the recent scenario, what is going on, and you can talk about what your take is, and simultaneously you can build a LinkedIn profile. So after you do that, you can run campaigns on both these platforms. So this is how you can develop a brand of your own. So this is the basic crux of it, like what involves in the digital marketing, understanding why digital marketing is important and why and how to do it. So this is what the exact scenario is. Like other brands are also can implement this and you should have a mix and match of the digital marketing channels in your promotion. But you should not always bank on one particular channel, that I will only bank on Facebook ads. You shouldn't do that. You should work on Facebook, work on Instagram, like, relevant to your business. You should choose platforms that are relevant to your business and work accordingly, and make regular postings to stay relevant, and is to work in digital marketing. So this is a basic overview. Now let's just go to the first slide and check what we all have learned now. So can we go to the second slide, please? So can we go to the second slide? The second slide, sir. Second slide. Yeah, that's it. So yes, what we discussed over here was understanding the digital consumer, like understanding what they are doing and where they are, and how to get connected to those users. And second was to have digital marketing channels, like what all digital marketing channels you can put into play for every consumer stage that was there. And we talked about the consumer funnel. We learned there are three stages in the consumer funnel. One is the awareness bracket, one is the consideration bracket, and third is the decision bracket. Where the awareness was a bracket where people, they are aware of your brand that is there, and in the consideration phase, when they basically figure out, they go deep into the brand search, and they actually figure out the ways to find out benefits of the brand and make a purchase. So this is how the entire funnel is. And for every digital marketer or an entrepreneur, this consumer funnel is very important, because this will help you to map relevant channels that we discussed, like social media, search engine marketing, to various stages in the funnel. In the awareness section, you can apply heavily on Facebook, Instagram, the social channels which give you maximum visibility. And for that, you need to have a concrete website that is built, because after that, after the entire marketing effort, the user is going to land to the website and the landing page to make sure to make the further purchase. So you need to make sure that the website is crisp and it's clear. It's very should make it's very firm, so that the user doesn't get confused when he lands up to your website. So there are two aspects of it that we discussed. And third is understanding a digital strategy. I talked about a generalized digital strategy where you could choose mix and match of the channels that you have and apply it to your businesses, and like to keep regularly posting about your stuff. I would like to give one more example for like let's go to the example I talked about of an educationist or a teacher who wants to bring its business online. You could also get engaged to the audience with specific events that happen around the year. Let's say Teachers Day campaign. You conduct a campaign for Teachers Day. You can conduct a campaign for let's say some other days that are planned for education based. So you could make nice creatives and nice visuals to get connected with the audience and reach a lot of them. During when you're not posting about your services, you could always post about these engagements. This is applicable to other brands as well according to your domains, because it's difficult to give one particular strategy for everyone. So generalizing the strategy is this, that you need to have a presence online, and after creating a perfect pleasant presence over there, you need to run the ads that are there. You need to optimize them accordingly later into your marketing efforts. Yes, so this is what the entire session was about, like to understand the digital marketing. So now I guess you might like have some idea about why digital marketing, or why people talk about like digital marketing is a boom or it's a new thing. So you can also talk about, you can learn more about this with the help of the consumer funnel and understanding the user journey that is in the current phase right now. So now I'll talk about the career avenues that are there in digital marketing. Maybe you're an entrepreneur or working for a brand. It's divided into three main categories. One is the content marketing, second is social media marketing, and third is search engine marketing. And there are various job roles that are divided amongst these three groups. The content marketing is basically where you effective content according to the brand guidelines and everything. You make the content, and then social media and SEM, search engine marketing, is basically when you figure out a way, think a way of how to create a campaign for the content that you have created. So that is how you can map it there. And yeah, for freshers, campaign execution and hands-on tools is what the industry would offer. And let's go to second slide. Next slide. Sir, can we go to the next slide? Yeah, and as an experienced professional, you can, if you have an experience of 1 to 3 years, you can become like you can campaign execution and you can manage a team. And further down the line, if you have an experience of 4 to 5 years, you can allocate tasks. You can have a proper team management and organize the jobs that are going to happen. And like further down, if you become a digital lead, then you get to formulate a proper digital strategy according to the brand's motive that is there. And you can also allocate proper budgets for every channel that you are utilizing. And simultaneously, you can manage multiple teams that move across this domain. So this is how the entire digital marketing structure is. And in the current time of COVID-19, there has been a like increase in many online businesses. Like online education has actually like evolved in a certain way and has actually become very big. People are now investing in themselves, like in their upskilling themselves to work in this sector, and like become an entrepreneur or working in this sector. Yes. So this is basically an entire overview of what the digital marketing is. Yes. So we could take the questions now. majorly use in organization? See, now the question which I'm seeing over here, there are a lot of questions. Which type of digital marketing do you majorly use in your organization, and what is the reason behind it? See, we have a mix and match of digital marketing channels that we use for our brands, and the reasons behind it is basically mapping the brand's motive to the digital marketing channel. Now, if your brand has a short-term goal, let's say if you want to achieve maximum registrations or maximum clicks or maximum people to your services, then I would go for a search engine marketing campaign. I would put my money over there, and I would do the Google display ads and placement ads that are there. The reason is basically the motive behind what the brand wants to achieve. It's the goal. Maybe it's a short-term goal, or it might be a long-term goal. The long-term goal is like it's organic postings and constant SEO activity that happens. You build a website and you constantly do the SEO audit and optimize it with keywords and all. So that is what we do. And how the digital platforms used for doing any kind of businesses post COVID-19 era. See, now my experience of COVID-19 is that digital industry has actually worked a lot in COVID-19 period, because all the activity of print became stagnant. So people started exploring avenues online. They started promoting ads and promoting their businesses on multiple digital platforms. So going forward, digital marketing is going to be a consistent thing, and you'll have to be consistent and relevant to stay in the industry. Take one more. How a graphic designer helps in digital marketing? Well, a graphic designer helps you in creating a engaging visual content that will help your ad to get the boost, and it will connect to the audience. In turn, might give you sales and leads. That could happen. So, a graphic designer is very important in any organization. How would you look construction industry by the view of digital marketing? See now, due to this COVID-19 era, some things have become stagnant for a while. But you can always implement new things, like for a construction industry or for a builder to promote his house. You can create walkthroughs of sample flats, or like you can promote those walkthroughs. You can actually engage the audience with those walkthroughs by conducting any emailer marketing campaign or something of that sort. For the startup businesses, what strategies works the best, like organic or paid? See, that depends on what goal you want to achieve. You have to fix it on a goal. If you have a short-term goal, like I want to achieve, let's say, 50 registrations for my service in 2 months, then you should probably use SEM. You should also boost your posts on social media. Like going organic over there will not help you, but you need to do organic postings. That shouldn't stop. But like you should have a goal first, like what you want to achieve, and according to it, you can plan the campaigns. What are the tools used? There are a lot of tools that are used for SEO audit. You can use SEOoptima.com or any other which evaluates the website. And for analytics, Google Analytics is the best tool that is available. There are other tools as well. Master course will be valuable, or certificate course is enough? See, certificate course, it's some kind of it's a certification, right? That in the end you need to be a certified person to do the certain things, to work in that domain. So I think certification course should help, and master course is definitely a bigger course which is there. What kind of platform should be used for electrical service based organizations? Okay, electrical service based organizations, I think in the current times you should invest more in search advertising, which is there, search or display ads that I mentioned. Then Just a moment. For a startup, how much budget should be allocated to digital marketing and which is the best platform to get maximum leads? See, like I said, you need to divide it into a short-term goal and a long-term goal. If you have a short-term goal and if you want to, get more leads in less time, you need to invest. So it will not be like investing in print, but you will have to invest in search engine marketing. Uh, like, like how much to invest is again it up to what marketing budget a company is drawing out. So accordingly, let's say 30% of that or 20 to 30% of that you can invest in digital marketing as of now for your services. Is there any best way to promote YouTube channel? Need Instagram and Facebook promotion, but anything more better than that? Best way to promote a YouTube channel is basically, you invest the same budget that you were investing in Instagram and Facebook in the YouTube channel, and add relevant hashtags. Work on keyword planning. That would help you achieve, because video in general gives you a maximum reach. So these add-on techniques would help you, run your ad better. Please share input on Google ad certification. Google ad certification is more relevant because the platforms that are there are made by Google. So whatever the questions they're going to ask, it's going to be applicative based. You will have to actually answer them with application. Your concepts are going to be clear in that. Yes. Can you please explain again the point of awareness? Yeah, like awareness is basically when you are introduced to something new. Like I gave an example of a car. That was the first point where you actually knew that something new is out. So that is the point of awareness. It happened to you because the brand wanted maximum visibility and maximum reach for promoting their brand. So that is what they achieved in this. Okay. Tell something about lead generation, how we can generate more leads by digital. I think I answered this. Okay. For lead generation, you can use platforms like you should use platforms like search engine marketing and Facebook as well, because even there you can run a campaign which help you generate leads. Now after getting the leads, you also have to make sure that those leads are not junk leads. So you should also make sure that the leads that you're getting are quality leads. How do you use manufacturing site? You can make an online presence for your digital marketing. How to use at manufacturing side? You can make an online presence for your brand, and keep communicating to the audience organically. And later on, if you have come up with a product or a service that you want to sell, like heavily on digital marketing, then you can probably use the online marketing channels that I just explained you. Are there any free tools or websites using which we can advertise a business out of? Is there any less expensive way? Free tools are not there for you to generate a campaign, because you'll have to, if it's a paid one, you'll have to pay the specific amount of money to run your campaigns and get that many leads or that many that much reach that you wanted to, that you can conduct. Which strategy would you suggest for agro-based industry, example food processing? See, now strategy for a food processing based brand or agro-based brand would be something around, like I said, being present on all the social media marketing and online channels. And you could also conduct like a video tour of your processing and then promote that to attract major audience. That is the way you can have a video strategy over there for your brand. What are the best timings to promote product templates on social media? So now that's a very subjective topic because for every brand it differs. You need to first implement and then understand which one at what time you can post will give you maximum reach. What should be future of digital marketing? This is the future of digital marketing, and further it is going to evolve even more. Like I said, the online education industry has had a lot of increase in their growth. So how social media marketing helpful for startup? How we can reach maximum people? Yeah, like the way I explained you how the channels work, it is important to be present on all the channels and then promoting them with your specific objective of, let's say, getting leads or getting maximum reach. You can classify the campaigns over there. Yes. Are there any free tools or website? Yep, I just answered that. There are a lot of questions that I will be answering on mail that are there. Yes. So thank you so much, Nitin sir. Thank you all. Thank you, MIT, for giving me this opportunity. Thank you all.